Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. We got a lot to get into today. Yesterday, I didn't do a show, kind of busy, that sort of thing. You forgive me, right? All right, so Nancy Pelosi, Paul Pelosi, drunk, breaking news from Fox. And let's pretend they haven't went all woke. Looks like that Fox News reported on the Waters show that Nancy Pelosi's husband was .18. He was plastered when he had the wreck or the in his Porsche coming back from some event, right? Me or you, been in jail. No problem. This guy, judge recuses himself the day before trial. I think the trial's today. Recuses himself. They replace him with a Democratic appointed judge. It appears that the judge had donations from the prosecuting attorney when they were running for office. And in other words, let me just make sure that everybody understands. The defense, the prosecution, and the judge is on the same damn page. Paul Pelosi's not going to jail, nor is he going to get convicted of this. I don't believe. Now, this is my interpretation of this. This just screams cover up. I don't think he will do 1 day in jail or pay. He may have to pay a fine, and it may be a big fine. And that's just a ruse. He won't do any community service. His sentence will be suspended, even if there is a sentence. It will be expunged from his record in a month, and he may have to pay a fine. I'm telling you, this just screams cover up, folks. And like I said before, the propaganda just never stops when it comes to these people. Me or you, we get DUI. California has some really strict DUI laws. It could have been a felony. They said there was no significant injury. Turns out that's not true either. There was significant injuries. So they're just covering it up. The rules apply to thee, but not for me. And that's California's way. And now, in the midst of monkeypox, state of emergency? Really? For a venereal disease or virus or whatever you want to call it? Looks like it's targeting the gay community. Don't have anal sex, I guess. I mean, is that the message here? Ew. I'm just saying. Why the state of emergency for New York, Illinois, and California? Because they are fucking tyrants. They can't get rid of the power. They won't give up the power. The emergency's power. And if the legislature has any sense, they'll take those powers away from the governors and put in place constitutional measures of power. In other words, do not let them exceed their constitutional authority, which almost every governor did, except Kristi Noem. Even DeSantis did it. DeSantis, whatever. I can't never pronounce his name right. Florida governor did it in the beginning, right there at the beginning. And then he, boom, let it go. Great. And he's done a wonderful job. I'm not down in the job he's done. He's done a wonderful job in Florida. But nobody's recognizing Kristi Noem in South Dakota. She did a phenomenal job. She said, I don't have the constitutional authority to shut my economy down. I'm not doing it. If you want to open your business, you don't want to wear a mask, fine. 15,000 molecules will set on the tip of a head of hair on those. Let me just be clear here. If you see any hair on my shirt, I was playing with my dogs earlier, and I pull some of them out. Now this material here, dry fit, you could have cut this up, put it on your face, and you could get on an airline and they'd be perfectly fine with it, right? Hair poking all in it, right? Which means that the fiber is not really that woven. The COVID vaccine virus is 100 nanometers in size, roughly. Could be even smaller than that. But to give you scale, 15,000 molecules will sit on the tip of a head of hair. Do the math of what I just told you. Are they effective? Not according to the data. So why? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Do you think that do I say people shouldn't? No, wear them. Hell, if it makes you feel more comfortable, by all means, wear them. You're not going to get any mass shaming from me. But the point being is this: we're not asking for people to make us feel good about ourselves or our decisions. What we're asking for is the truth, and we have to have the truth from our government officials. So back to Kristi Noem. She did what she should have done. She didn't have the constitutional authority, so she did the right thing. Phenomenal governor. So, I digress. But if you look at the propaganda that's being portrayed in the news media, and I'm looking here, right here at Twitter, right? I'm looking at Twitter here, and I posted a link to Guy Raffet. I'm going to say that's his name, Raffet. Politico reported, now get this. Now, I put this on Twitter. Politico reported this. Now, in the description of their name title, this is what I mean by propaganda. This is crazy stuff. And people need to do some critical thinking because these people are insane. Politico reports. Now, this is the link, not the description. The description in the Politico article says, Texas militia member gets the most serious January 6th sentence yet, just over 7 years. Now, the link that leads to this article says Jan-6-terrorism-penalty-000489922. Terrorism sentencing. You get that? Now, I'm going to read you a part of what the judge said in this sentencing. However, U.S. District Court Judge Dabney Frederick, I think that's right, Dabney Frederick declined the Justice Department's request to treat Raffet's crimes as terrorism. The title says terrorism sentencing. It's propaganda. It's subliminal propaganda from people. The judge said it's not terrorism. It's not. It's a stupid decision. You couldn't have melted and poured my ass over there on January 6th. I knew what was going to happen. That was a complete setup. Anytime the Democratic Party refuses 10,000 National Guard members to secure the Capitol on January 6th, that the president offered Nancy Pelosi multiple times and she declined it, there's something up. They knew these supporters were coming. Where's Ray Epps? Where's he? The FBI informant? Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's way beyond the pay grade of the FBI, if you want to know my personal opinion. And so the bottom line is, where's he? Well, he's probably still on his ranch, still laughing his ass off. His wife's probably still got her job with Dominion Software, allegedly. That's where she works, according to some of the news sources. So the point being is this. Was this a setup? Of course. Of course it was. You had BLM members that was in the Capitol, inside the Capitol building. Have they been arrested? Has Ray Epps been arrested? Have they been charged? No. Ray Epps is on camera saying, we're going to the Capitol, we're going to the Capitol. He's got him dead to rights. Has he been arrested? No. Nope. Why? It's propaganda, folks. This is crazy. Crazy talk. Crazy stuff. So the bottom line is this. You've got these people that are spewing all this mess that this was some sort of terrorist attack, which it wasn't. I mean, it's a real stretch for sedition to charge these people with sedition. Nobody's been charged with insurrection, so they went to sedition, which is supposed to be more of a worse crime, right? I think it's probably, if I had to say it, probably easier to prove. But only like 11 to 20 have been charged with that out of millions that showed up. But you put yourself square in the jurisdiction of your liberal shithole D.C. when you do that. When you show up for a rally supporting the president, it's over. Whether they stole it, whether they didn't, it's over. The power lied in the legislature of the states. The states failed to do what they needed to do. If you believe the theory that the election was stolen, I have an opinion, but I'm not going to share it on YouTube. But let me just say this. If you believe that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they find out later that, yeah, it was. He's already there. States failed to do their job. That's why it's left to the state legislature to certify or decertify those votes. Doesn't matter. Trump can run in 2024, which he probably will. Excuse me. So the bottom line is don't believe everything you read or use multiple sources, because Politico, yeah, they're always right? Yeah, their fact checking is about like a street hooker saying, I don't have an STD. Speaking of STD, monkeypox. State of emergency. Back to that. Really? State of emergency? And let's all listen to Fauci, because he reported just the other day that the court should stay out of the CDC's. Oh, really? Yeah, that's the last line of defense here, pal. The federal district judge has already ruled that you overstepped your authority. You don't have the authority to shut stuff down. You don't have the authority for moratoriums on rent. There's a ton of crap that people did during this pandemic that they don't have the constitutional authority to do. And like Thomas Jefferson said, Benjamin Franklin, he who gives up liberty for temporary safety deserves neither liberty nor safety. People have died for your constitutional rights. Died. Willingly went into battle and died. And you're afraid that you might die? So you're willing to give up everything so that you can feel a little comfort? Stay the hell, your ass is home. If you're one of those that feels like you can't get out without catching COVID, I've said it a million times. It kills my fat ass. I've lived long enough. My point being is this. If you're afraid, stay home. This is the first time in U.S. history that we've locked down the healthy. Thank God I live in a state that didn't do all that didn't have a whole lot of regulations. We had some stupid Supreme Court crap that implemented stuff on the court system, but I don't know. I mean, them fuckers over there are probably 90 years old and they were scared of their own shadow. But the point being is this: you can't do away with your constitutional rights for your safety. What about the people that have died? Thousands of people that have died willingly. Kids, 19, 20 years old, gave up everything so that you had those rights. And the first sign of, you realize that alcohol kills 3 million people a year and liquor stores were essential? 3 million worldwide a year. 80,000 in the U.S. a year. More than automobile accidents. But you still got to be able, that's an essential business, man. But if you own the insurance company, that's not essential. Or if you own something else, that's not essential. Walmart and Amazon makes record profits. Okay, I digress because I'm getting off in the weeds here. But the point being is, don't listen to the propaganda. I'll tell you just like I'll tell you every show. And don't take my word for it. Go look. Critically think. Use multiple sources. They're out there. The truth is out there. And read multiple sources. And that way you can kind of, what do your parents always tell you? Read between the lines. Because most news organizations today are in opinion pieces. They're not news. They don't report the facts. This show here is an opinion. Sometimes joke around, whatever. It's just my opinion. Don't take my word for it, ever. If you learn something on this show, it's probably by accident. But the point being is that you have to be objective. You don't want to kill dissent, though. Dissent is how you get to the truth. Dissenting opinions are in every walks of life. I got a friend of mine that we don't agree on politics. Hardly a lot of stuff we don't agree on. But that doesn't mean that he should be silenced. No. You have an opinion. It should be your opinion. There is dissent in everything. Embrace it, because that's the only way you get to the truth. Silencing things does not get to the truth. And with that, I've just got to say, I'm going to end the show. And I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everybody a great weekend. If we're going to try to do the shows on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and try to hit topics that are currently in the news. But I'll say what I talked about at the beginning. Nancy Pelosi's husband was DUI. Who knew? So the question remains is, will Nancy Pelosi go to Taiwan? Will she cave to the threats of the Chinese government? You know, I heard a saying, and I'm going to leave you with this, that the reason, and it comes from a military member, here's what the Chinese said. The reason they wouldn't invade the United States is because there is a firearm under every blade of grass in the United States. They're more fearful of our citizens being armed than they are our strategic military. And one more thing I'm going to leave you on the propaganda note. There was a Sun article, and I got to say this because it was funny. There was a Sun article about the drone strike. Yeah, here it was. CNN Politics. Terrorist chief dead. Ahmad al-Zawahiri dead. Same guy that they supposed to drone just a couple of days ago. They had reported him dead on November 20th, 2020 from asthma. Now, if you believe the Sun, which I don't know. I don't. I think probably they probably confirmed and killed him here, and he probably didn't die of asthma. But I thought it was interesting to, that was the report. That's the meme. So who's telling the truth? I don't know. Isn't Biden the one that bombed the car full of that family? That car, he was trying to get some terrorist and he bombed a guy and his family, killed the hell out of him over in Afghanistan. Yeah, he doesn't really shoot straight, does he? Probably the Sun was reporting something that they didn't confirm, most likely. So, and I'm hoping that the CNN Politics, where they killed him and drone struck him, and yeah, I hope that's correct, because he needed to be dead. But kind of funny, isn't it? But anyway, see you guys later.